Welcome back to episode 2 of Scarlet Hollow. Today, we will continue the journey and see how far we will go. Here is a recap. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. But before you can act, your stomach starts to churn. Again, the slime refuses to be contained. You've held it back too long, and it yearns to be free with a force more powerful than your comprehension. And then it emerges, an honest-to-goodness mountain lion, and there is something horribly wrong with it. It doesn't bother trying to hide now, leaping down into the clearing with killing intent in its wide yellow eyes, ready to finish what it started. And then, damn, nearly had the thing. Wait, I'm running? What kind of running? Was it supernatural? Like I said, you won't believe it. Now put that dang camera away. At least it's a nice night, even if the circumstances leave something to be desired. Help yourself to jerky. And as for the beer, I was planning on having both cans myself. But I suppose I can be convinced to spare one. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. It barely staggers back, the shove having done little more than shift the thing's attention to you. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. Gretchen! You both turn just in time to see the end of Gretchen's leash disappearing into the underbrush. Her yelps grow distant as she's dragged away. Your cousin reaches for the headlights. Zom, nom. You can ever so faintly make out the name tag on his jacket. Wayne. Welcome home. You're finally where you're meant to be. The figure steps out of the light, disappearing back into the darkness of the woods. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Tuesday morning awaits. You open your eyes. The sun has risen, the birds are singing. You're still alive, and for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there, right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety. Wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember the sight of pale faces jeering at you as they carried Gretchen's poor little body into the underbrush. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you've finished waking up. Great! The doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though, after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. You turn back to the rest of the room. You open the drawers to check in on the little opossum you met yesterday. Oh, good. He's still here. That's nice. You reach in to pat the little man's. He immediately plays dead. You leave him to his theatrics and close the drawer. Time to start your day. You're back in the kitchen. Frou Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Despite your previous interactions, you know you can get this cat to like you. You're good with cats. You approach cautiously, holding your hand at a non-threatening angle, showing Frou Frou that you are a friend, not foe. You withdraw your now bloodied hand. That's all part of the process. A few scratches aren't enough to deter you. You're certain she'll come around. Hey. You sure took your time getting up. I had a really rough night. Can you cut me some slack? No. It's not my fault that you got lost in the woods, and I'm late enough as is, so listen up. I don't want any repeats of last night. From now on, no running around in the woods after dark. It's dangerous out there. You could fall down a cliff. You could get stuck in a hidden cave somewhere. You could get lost in the woods and never be found. Just because nothing happens here doesn't mean it's safe. I want you home by sunset from here on out. I tried getting home by sunset. I was just attacked by a mountain lion. Then get home before sunset. Wait, aren't you the boss? How can you be late to work if you own the mines? Just because I own the mines, it doesn't mean that I don't have responsibilities. If I'm late or if I don't show up, then things aren't done right. What is up with you and Stella? We just have a history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. Sure, whatever. I'm late enough as it is. I'm going to work, and I expect to see you here at sunset. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Oh, and by the way, you owe me $4.39 for the ice cream. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak, then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. Time to start your day. You quickly scrape together the ingredients and gobble up a delicious breakfast. And that's that. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. It was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect, its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds, as if begging to be rescued. And most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates, at the very peak of the mountain, sits a graveyard. You can just make out a few of the headstones, the scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print, a big boot print, and what looks like some kind of viscera. Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo just in case it comes in handy later. With that, you head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. If you're going to have to keep using that ungodly bathroom, you're going to have to at least make sure the surfaces have been bleached. You scrounge for cleaning supplies, finding a few dusty containers and spray bottles, none of which you recognize. They all feel like antiques, but they're the best you have. Armed with a rag and a trash bag, you set to work. It is a monumental task, and it nauseates you to think about just how many years of caked up dirt, grunge, and former fluids you have to scrub away to return some semblance of normalcy to the bathroom. You try not to concentrate too hard on what exactly you're cleaning up, But the empty bottles of blonde hair dye and piles of used makeup remover pads start to paint a picture of the person who used it before you. An older woman dyeing her once blonde hair and applying a daily shell of makeup to keep the image of herself stagnant, exactly where she wanted it. Pearl Ann. She couldn't stay stagnant forever. As you dump the overflowing trash can, you can't help but notice perched on top of the old bottles of hair dye, a few freshly used napkins. They're covered in what looks like crusted bodily fluid, some mix of blood and unhealthy yellow pus. That might be as much as you can do without a pressure washer and renovations. But at least taking showers here won't make you feel dirtier than when you started. But your admiration of a job adequately done is interrupted by the sudden heavy thunk, thunk, thunk of a metal door knocker, the sound seeming to reverberate its way down your spine. Someone is at the front door. Before you get the chance to decide whether or not to answer, it opens. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. Something about this woman is impenetrable, and you feel small and almost naked in her presence. But you feel no threat, no malice. And then the moment passes, and you see only the older woman before you. My name is Sybil. I'm a family friend. Just thought I should stop by to check in on you. Stella came by my tea room last night. She told me about what you saw out in the woods, and she showed me her footage, too. I brought some fresh tea. Let's settle in somewhere and talk. You and the old hippie make your way back to the kitchen. She gives one of Tabitha's few mugs a thorough rinse before pouring you steaming tea from her thermos. The smell is amazing, a nostalgic, earthy odor, reminiscent of fall, as if it was brewed with autumn leaves. You hold out your bag of peanuts as a gift to Sybil. She's offered you tea, after all, and it's only polite to offer something in return. Oh my! Thank you for the kind offer, dear. But I'm afraid it's far too late for me to have something so salty. So, you're Kanika's mom? Oh, that's right. You've met each other already, haven't you? She said you'd come around yesterday. And yes, she's my daughter. You may meet Miles at some point. That's my youngest. Though, it's odd to call him that now that he's nearly an adult. It's just the three of us down at the general store. You said you were a family friend? That I am. I used to know Vivian. In fact, before she left town. Maybe if you find yourself with time to kill one of these days, I could tell you unsavory tales of her youth. I was a little less close with Pearl Ann, not for lack of trying. She was quite the character, bless her. And may she rest in peace. Out with it, lady. I don't have all day. You and Tabitha really are cousins, aren't you? The Scarlets certainly value their time. I'll stop beating around the bush then. I know what you two went through, and I know what you saw. Those things are real, neither of what you imagined them. And they're certainly no ordinary creatures. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they're a terrible omen. A sign of great suffering and destruction to come. I've told Stella and my daughter what I know, though I am afraid that's not much. So they're dangerous? Are they going to start attacking people? I think you misunderstood me. They're not dangerous on their own. Think of them more like birds flocking before a storm. They're neither a threat on their own, nor the cause of what's to come, merely a sign that things are not as they should be. How do you know all this? People tell stories, and I listen. Granted, it's not every day you meet somebody who's seen a ditchling and lived to tell the tale, so I suppose I should count myself lucky to know about them at all. And you should count yourself lucky too. No offense, Sybil, but all of this sounds far-fetched. It sounds like you're saying this is magic or something. I appreciate your skepticism. It's a little like talking to my daughter. But believe me when I say I'd gladly welcome any other explanation. Unfortunately, I struggle to find this one. There is a sound somewhere above you, a creaking floorboard, betraying a shifting presence. There is something in the room above you. You heard that too, didn't you? You know, dear, I was planning to stop by the mines for a quick chat with your cousin. Maybe it would be a good idea if you came along. I don't like the thought of you being alone in this big house. Not with the town the way it is right now. I was here by myself for a while before you showed up. Nothing happened. Maybe the house just doesn't like you. All right, I won't force you. The sound is louder now. It's moving. Something heavy is crossing the room. But if you don't mind walking me to the door, I would appreciate the accompaniment. You make your way back to the foyer. The sounds, horrifyingly, follow along. Disembodied footsteps keeping pace with the two of you until you break free from the second floor and out into the vast entryway of the estate. Sybil wastes no time in opening the door, but she hovers next to you, glancing back up towards the stairs. You know, Tabitha doesn't usually leave the mines until after sunset, from what I've heard. Just in case you wanted to reconsider staying here alone until then. Another thump. Another. It's nearing the landing. I ain't going with you, lady. Nowhere, no. A bang as the door upstairs is shut violently. You both can't help but take a few steps back, crossing the precipice, your footsteps hollow against the wooden porch. The door slams shut in your faces. A lock clicks into place. Oh dear. Was that the lock? The old woman tries the door, but to no avail. It would appear so. You turn away from the door, starting down the porch steps. I wouldn't want to go back in there either, after what we just witnessed. The mines aren't far. I'll walk with you. I'm sure Tabitha could take care of things from there. You're once again surprised by the freshness of the mountain breeze, your lungs having grown accustomed to the stale, dusty air of the estate, not realizing how much they were being suffocated. At least it's a pleasant day for a walk. There really is nothing like the mountains in autumn. Do you know much about my family? Any history I should know about? Oh, yes. Everyone around here knows quite a bit about your family. You founded the town, after all. Your family and the history of this town are completely intertwined. Your well, I'm not exactly sure how many greats that would be. Some distant grandfather of yours started the mine, which started the town. The town nearly collapsed into ruin after the collapse of 1918. And once again, your family pulled it back up. Now here we are. I'm not sure what else there is to say. What do you want to know? That big house. We must have been loaded. Do you think we're still loaded? It's really not my place to speculate other people's finances. But you've seen the state of the place. I think that speaks for itself. The two of you are interrupted by a woman jogging towards you. Joan, wonderful to see you as always. Have you met Zomdom? Sybil? No, we haven't met. Joan here is our resident doctor, and Zomdom is Vivian's kid, of course, in town for the funeral. I put that together. You're pretty. The woman's stony facade cracks for a moment as she lets out a stinging laugh. You have got to be kidding. By the way, don't even think about calling me Joan. It's Dr. Kelly to you. People my son's age don't get first name privileges. How is Reese doing? Any better these days? Dr. Kelly lets out a small, frustrated sigh. He's surviving, same as usual. You know that. Her son has a rare condition. Do you make a habit of sharing that kind of private information with anyone who wanders into town? Tell him Kanika says hello. I get the feeling she and Stella miss seeing him. Oh! You know, since you're here, maybe we should set them up for a visit this week. Doesn't that sound nice? Zomnom could come too. Sybil, they're adults. We don't need to set them up on play dates. And you know how easy it is for him to tire himself out. It's not worth it. I need to get home and get him his meds. I can't stand around talking all day. The woman starts her jog again, her pace faster than before, almost as if she's running away from the awkward interaction. She's a bit of a brusque woman, isn't she? But her heart is in the right place. Anyway, we should be on our way, too. It's not much farther now. She was right. It takes very little time to reach the Scarlet Hollow mines. A humble exterior greets you at the place that made your family its fortune. Your cousin just so happens to be at the gates. But it seems you aren't the only visitors she's dealing with at the moment.
This is ridiculous. You can't fire me for having a damn cold. This has got to be some kind of, rights violation.
You aren't fired, Terrence. You're laid off. Cutbacks had to be made. And obviously, I'm going to prioritize those cutbacks on workers who have the habit of missing shifts.
I had mono. I was puking my guts out. I couldn't crawl my sorry ass into that pit and you wouldn't have wanted me there anyway. And you only give us 3 days a year to get sick. It's a shit system.
You don't have a note from a doctor. I can't just take you at your word. If you wanted extra sick days, you could have had them with the proper paperwork. Don't forget, by not showing up, you put extra pressure on your coworkers to pick up your slack. And that's not fair to them. And if you have a tendency to get sick like that, maybe you shouldn't be working in a place like this to begin with. As for your lodgings, I'll give you 2 weeks to move out.
To hell with you and your damn mind, and the shit house you've had me living in. It'd all be better off a heap of rubble.
The miner kicks the dirt in a final act of frustration, but wanders off, leaving Tabitha standing steadfast at the gates. Sybil? Zomnom? What are you doing here?
Zomnom and I had a nice little chat this morning. Then we got locked out. So I decided I might as well bring Zomnom along to your office. I assume you prefer that to having your cousin try to break back in? Though it looks to me like you're busy. I wouldn't want to impose. Why don't you drop by the tea room sometime this week, Tabitha?
Yeah, sure. I'll swing by tomorrow. But what was that about getting locked out? How did you manage that?
We got a little spooked. Old houses and the noises. I'm sure you understand. And the lock must be on a hair trigger. Anyway, it was lovely meeting you, Zomnom. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around town.
The woman finally leaves, and you're alone with your cousin once again. Well, so much for you not intruding on my work. Come on, I guess. I'll babysit you in my office. Just don't make yourself a burden, all right? I have a lot to do today. Who was that lady? I'm sure she introduced herself. Sybil runs the weird hippie tea room in town. Her daughter hates me. Honestly, I find her nosy and annoying, and I don't like that she decided to come up and see you without even asking me first. It's weird. What was all that layoff stuff about? That's nothing you have to worry about. Running a business isn't all sunshine and roses. In fact, it's almost never sunshine and roses. I just wanted a chill day at the estate. And I wanted to have a day with no interruptions so I could get my work done. I guess neither of us got what we wanted. Now sit quietly and keep yourself occupied. I have a lot on my plate right now. As you settle in, you take in the details of her office. You're surprised to see a poster of what looks like Stella. She has apparently been banned from the mines. There are also a suspicious number of ordinary photos of her and Gretchen. Stella isn't the only likeness captured on the walls of your cousin's trailer. On either side of Tabitha's desk are portraits of older people, a woman and an old-timey man. One looks like the pictures you've seen of Pearlan. The other, you're not sure, but from context you assume he must also be an old relative. A shotgun hangs menacingly over the desk. Beside that, there isn't much else to see. Who are those people on the wall? I'm sure you recognize Pearlan at this point. And the other one is Enoch, our great-great-grandfather, who saved the mine from ruin after the collapse. The idea was to have all the family members who own the mines up on this wall, but I don't think Pearlan was too excited to have great-grandma Eddie staring down at her all day. So we're missing one. Can't blame her. I remember that woman well enough to know why she wouldn't want the reminder. Why is there a poster of Stella saying she's banned from your property? Stella likes to poke around in places she shouldn't. She kept sneaking up here to film videos or whatever her excuse was. As if that's not a lawsuit waiting to happen, so she's banned. What's with the gun? It's Pearlan's. She put it there to intimidate people. I always thought it was a little old-fashioned, but if it works, it works. You wouldn't have asked about it if it didn't leave an impression on you. You never call Pearlan Mom. I'm an adult. I don't cling to dynamics of childhood. God, you really talk a lot, don't you? Do your workers only get 3 days off? Do they also get vacations, or... I don't need to discuss the intricacies of how I run my business with you. I'm the one making decisions, because I'm the one who knows what needs to be done for this place to stay running, and I don't need someone who's never run so much as a startup to try and tell me how I should be operating. It's not like I can take any time off either. I'd kill for 3 days. I didn't like how you treated that man earlier. Pearlan always said your mom was too much of a bleeding heart for this job. Guess she passed that down to you. And that's why I'm running the mine, and why I'm not going to worry about what you think of the way I conduct myself. If I give these people an inch, they'll take a mile, and then everybody winds up out of a job just because I couldn't leave my emotions at the door. Sybil said the things I saw last night are an omen of impending doom. Something very bad is going to happen in this town. Sybil says a lot of things. She's one of those tea leaf reading fortune teller types. I really wouldn't take her vague warnings seriously. Don't get yourself all worked up over what some old lady told you about the end times or whatever was going on about. This portent doom stuff has me worried. How can you keep focusing on work when there might be some catastrophe waiting around the corner? I don't know anything about monsters in the woods, but if there's some kind of doom coming for this town, it'll be because I'm not able to do my job. And then the sounds of machinery are joined by another sound, the angry rumbling of your stomach. The PB&J was not enough to sustain you this long. You require more substantial sustenance. I'm starved. Where's a good place to get grub around here? I guess that should get you out of my hair. Then maybe I can finish the spreadsheet in peace. Go find something at the cafeteria. It's the building with the big cafeteria sign on it. Try not to get lost. Oh, and bring me back something too while you're at it. They have a mac and cheese I don't hate. You get up, leaving Tabitha's office, and once again stepping out into the fresh air. This cafeteria sign is not as obvious as Tabitha made it out to be. All the gray corrugated buildings look vaguely the same. You aren't quite sure what direction you should start heading in. You approach the nearest group of miners. You could cut to the chase and ask where the cafeteria is. But you are here among the workers, unsupervised. What's the harm in asking if any of them have seen anything unusual? You got a reason to be bothering us? So I met this guy on the bus, wore a beanie and a shirt, said, I want to, yeah. He said he had some friends working the mines up here. A lot of people wear beanies. You pull out your bag of boiled peanuts and offer them to the miners. He gave me some boiled peanuts. Do y'all want any? Pass. No thanks. I'm good. Now, is there anything else we can help you with? So, what do you think of Tabitha? The miners stare at you, distrust in their eyes. Harrison chews her sandwich slowly.
She works hard.
She's a good enough boss. End of story. Y'all should get out of town. There's some seriously messed up stuff going on here. This is the best pay I've ever had. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I ain't sacrificing my retirement for some vague shit like that. I just started last year. If I just up and left, I don't think anyone else would hire me. Actually, that's all. Thanks. Bye. You walk away from the miners. So much for getting a straight answer. The cafeteria remains a hidden treasure, and you remain without a map. Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin, can we help you with something? What do you guys think of Tabitha? The three men visibly stiffen. Lovely woman. Always been a good boss, runs the place well. Do y'all know this guy I met on the bus? He said he had some friends up here. Maybe. What's he like? You tell the group of miners about your encounter on the bus yesterday. I think I probably remember someone like that. Yeah, he's no friend of mine, that's for sure. Never met him. Don't know him. How do you know I'm Tabitha's cousin? We saw you walk in with her? I'm trying to find the cafeteria. Oh, sure, it's right over by... It's hard to find, I'll take you. Sure, get your brownie points. Later, man. Come on, let's walk. The hard-faced young man starts walking along with you, an anxious energy in his step, and he escorts you to a building whose cafeteria sign was definitely much smaller than Tabitha's made it out to be. You line up at the steaming piles of subpar food, undoubtedly made as cheaply as possible, judging by your cousin's business practices. Still, it smells good enough, and you find your mouth watering in anticipation of the bland offerings. So, you're up in the big house with the boss this week. I just wanted to know if you've seen anything strange while you've been staying there. The man's voice is quiet and nervous. Like a mining jacket? Is there anyone up there with you? A man, maybe? Last name Wayne? Leave me alone, please. I'm sorry. I swear I'm not just bothering you for no reason. This is about a man's life. Sam Wayne went missing over a week ago, and nobody around here seems to give two shits about it. And I'm willing to bet the last person who saw him alive was your... Oh! Are we talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? That's Sam Wayne fella, wasn't it? Whatever. If anyone asks, we never talked. Got it? I don't want to disappear, too. What's got that kid so jumpy? It's like you never heard of a guy running off because he got broke up with before. Yep, I skipped town over less. Oh, it's my lucky day. They got the chicken and dumplings. What do you guys know about this Wayne fellow? All I know is that a certain someone got involved with somebody he shouldn't have, and nobody in camp seen him since. I figured he'd just run off to live in that big mansion with his belle. The thought of a strapping young man like him with that sour-faced broad always left such a bad taste in my mouth. As if you wouldn't fall on your knees if a woman of means showed the slight bit of interest in you, or any woman at all. Fair enough. Wait, are you talking about Pearl Ann? Lord, no. Even Wayne had some standards. Not that old lady Pearl Ann didn't have her day. You best get going. Wouldn't want that hot meal to go cold. No reason to stay here longer. You step back out into the weak sunlight, clutching the containers of various beige slops, and start making your way back towards her trailer. But you don't make it far before you're struck by an intense feeling. You recognize the hollow terror as the same thing you felt last night when you set eyes on that awful man in the miner's jacket. Zom, nah. I wish you could have stayed at the estate. It's dangerous here. What are you? Flesh and blood, much like yourself. Do not
Hear me. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen.
Yeah, where were you while I was in the woods?
Watching. I would have stepped in if you were ever truly in danger.
Though you're now alone, you still find yourself running as if pursued, holding on to the cafeteria food for dear life, your heart beating fast and desperate. Tabitha meets you at the door. Took you long enough. What? Was there a long line? I just heard some very interesting stuff from the miners about you and that Wayne guy who freaked us out last night. I don't know what to tell you. Look, I'm sure if you ask around about him, you'll hear some rumors, especially from my employees. They like to gossip. There was a man named Sam Wayne who worked here for a spell, then he disappeared. It happens all the time in this line of work. People show up for a job from out of town and they disappear one day after getting paid. I don't know what happened to the man. I didn't even know if he was still alive. But of course, my workers blame me for running him off. Whatever. It's easy to blame the mean boss for that sort of thing. If you've seen him around, that's news to me. And also none of my business says he is no longer... Your cousin's attention is suddenly drawn elsewhere. She stares past you, focusing on something in the distance. Is that Stella? How many times do I have to tell her she's banned before she understands what that means? Tabitha shuts the door, and you both march your way down the hill. As you and Tabitha approach, you're able to pick out snippets of Stella's conversation with the miners.
Ditchlands? My grandma used to tell me stories about them. Claimed she saw one once, and that's why she always had such bad luck.
Johnson, I think that's the bus storming over.
Is it now? Sure is. Suppose that's our cue.
Pardon us. Tabby? Zomnon? Hey, I was just trespassing. Well, yeah, but I have a good reason this time. Shit. I knew we need to look out. Is there someone talking to you through an earpiece? Kanika, is that you on the other end? Stella hastily removes her earbud, muffling the other voice. Sorry, Tabby. It's just that Oscar's kid, Rosalina, has been missing since yesterday. So we decided to ask around to see if anybody had seen her. And while we were at it, we were also seeing if anybody had encountered these things we saw in the woods last night. Ditchlands. That Sybil said are like little Mothman foretelling doom, Stella. And also, there's this guy called Wayne who used to work here and who Kanika says is super creepy and sick and Stella. Yeah? Just stop. Stop talking. It's not like I was filming or anything. I'm barely here, I promise. You are standing right in front of me, extremely here. Why didn't you check the usual teen haunts for that kid? The Maxwell place, or the gas station, or whatever, anywhere but here. Where are you explicitly not allowed to be? I mean, It's the site of one of the worst catastrophes that ever befell the town. If there's another one coming, it makes sense, doesn't it? That's what our research pointed us towards, at least. Our research? Who's we? You and Kanika? Yeah, she would think something awful was going to happen up here. She hates me and everything I stand for and thinks the town would be some bustling utopia if I wasn't around to ruin it. When in reality, we both know it wouldn't exist without me. Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree. Just go somewhere else before Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with a dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina, Kanika. We found her. She's headed up the hill. Up the hill? That's not headed for the old mine, is it? The one that collapsed? We'd better go after her before somebody gets killed up there. You've got to be kidding me. No, this is great. I'll just go let her know Oscar's looking for her, and we can get out of your hair. Bye, Tabby. See you around. Stella hurries after the girl, disappearing over the hill. Damn it! I'm never going to finish my spreadsheets. Nobody needs to be playing around in those mines. We better go break this up. You can vaguely hear noises emanating from the boarded up entrance to the old mine. They went in? Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? Can't you do this alone? I don't think I should be involved. No way. I am keeping you in my line of sight. I don't want any repeats of yesterday. Just stick with me. I know my way around. I don't like the thought of you walking around an abandoned coal mine, but I'd rather not leave you out here unattended while it gets dark. You should be safe enough with me there to guide the way. Tabitha huffs her way up to the mine entrance and disappears into the darkness. You follow her and enter the mine. The inside of the mine is warmer than you expected, the air thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and Tabitha to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze of corridors. Do you know why the entrance to this place was boarded up? Because deep down you like being a curmudgeon? Very funny, but no. There was a collapse that killed 168 people. A man named Charles Shaw decided it was okay to use faulty wood for support struts, and the entire mine came down. It almost ruined my family. A lucky few died instantaneously, but for most of the souls who perished here, it was slow and agonizing. Trapped under rubble and left to slowly succumb to crush injuries or burns or dehydration. It took a week to clear out most of the rubble and recover the bodies. The few survivors who were dragged out were never the same. I can't say I blame them. You spent a lot of time thinking about this place, haven't you? I have. There are still bodies down here that were never recovered. 168 people climbed down to their deaths that day, unaware of the hand they've been dealt until they were literally buried by it. None of us knew the price we have to pay until our debt is due. Tabitha's ruminations are interrupted by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. A hateful and broken presence stirs in the deep. It doesn't want you here. That was a warning. We have to move fast before something terrible happens here. Hey, this place is haunted by the tragedies of the past, not by literal restless spirits. Don't go all ghost hunter on me. Whatever we just heard was probably another delinquent looking for a lifetime ban from my property. Come on, came from this way. Tabitha hastens her pace and quickly disappears deeper into the mine. You take a deep breath and follow suit. The deeper you progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in thick clouds around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Echoing through the tight corridors, you and Tabitha can pick up snippets of a tense argument. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me where I can be. You could at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and worries about you. He's really not asking for much. Come on, kiddos. There's some real spooky stuff going on in town right now. You shouldn't be hanging out down here. We're not kids. Yeah, we're teens. Well, you look like a bunch of kids to me. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where did you even get those? Oh no, I know that isn't you, Miles. It had better not be you. Yeah, whatever. It's me. What are you even doing here? Looks like we found our trespassers. I still can't believe that Stella managed to drag Kanika out here. She avoids me like the plague. What's the deal with you and Kanika? Honestly, I have no idea. I don't hold anything against her, aside from the fact that she's always hated me. She probably just got jealous that Stella and I started spending time together. But that was years ago, so who knows? No offense, but you are a little rough around the edges. That doesn't mean she has to give me a hard time. Okay, but you could be nicer. Fine, maybe I'll try. We'll see. You remain silent. Let's just move on, all right? You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passageways give way to a small cavern. Within, a group of teens engages Stella and Kanika in a heated argument. All of them are too caught up in the moment to notice you or Tabitha approach. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Wait, Becca, I thought your dad was a charge hand. No, Alexis, he got promoted last month. Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job in the morning. What? Oh, shit. Oh, hey, Tabby and Zomno. I guess you two caught up to us. 2 Scarlets in one place. What luck. Well, at least maybe you two can talk some sense into these kids. They clearly don't respect my authority. Hey, don't talk about us like we aren't here. Yeah, we can hear you. Alexis, don't butt in. I'm trying to make a point. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use.
Aw, come on. This place is way sturdy. Check it out.
The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps a strut on the ceiling. Oh. Was that the knocking we were hearing earlier? Oh my God. Zane, cut it out. You're embarrassing us. I'm sorry for Zane's behavior. I don't think he realizes how extremely 8th grade it is to jump up and hit things. No offense, Rosalina. None taken. The other 8th graders are totally immature. Not like you, Rosalina. You're chill and smart, too. Enough. The damage is already done. Now leave. I'm putting my mother in the ground this week, and I do not have the patience to deal with children. I can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything. But this is the worst place I've ever been in my entire life, and I would like to see the sun again before I die. Oh, come on, you guys. Maybe it's not a big deal. We used to do dangerous things all the time. And I still do dangerous things now. Who are we to tell them where they can hang out? I don't know who you think you are in this situation, Stella, but I own this mine. It is entirely within my rights to tell them to leave, much like it is entirely within my rights to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mines not a clear enough message for you? Hell yeah, Tabitha. Tear that sad 20-something to shreds. Hey, I'm defending you, and I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea? Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you run around in the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. So, she's sad. So what? Give it a few years and you'll be sad too. The passage of time is inescapable. Look, we just wanted to give Rosalina a good time. Her home life sucks right now. Yeah, tell him about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house. They've got a hot plate and a couple cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup. No, it isn't, Zane. Rosalina deserves better. I don't care about your home life. If you're going to do your underage drinking, go do it in the woods. Just get off of my property. Tabitha. Look, Rosalina, I'm sure Oscar has a good reason for all that. He's a good guy, and he cares about you. He thinks our house is haunted. Oh. Wait, what? And I should care because... Because it's such a bullshit excuse. I bet he couldn't afford it anymore, and he is lying to you to save face. What a coward. Becca, I don't think you can, say that about other people's families. Isn't that, bullying or something? Shut up, Zane. Becca, he says it's haunted? I can't believe he didn't mention it to me. I could investigate. There's no ghost, Stella. It would be cool if there was, but Becca's right. I just wish he would be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it, like I'm still a little kid. You're all children, and none of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would be pulling 12-hour shifts in this exact mine. If it weren't for child labor laws, the 5 of you might have some actual character. Exactly. Rosalina's not that mature anyways. She still sleeps with stuffed animals. That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know? I rest my case.
Wait, what did you say about child labor?
At this rate, I'd be surprised if your house wasn't haunted. I've seen some real bad things in this town. Even if it isn't a ghost, it doesn't mean Oscar's lying to you. Ugh, why are all the adults in this town such weirdos? There is no ghost. There are no such things as ghosts. Oscar's just lying.
Yo, what if we break in and ghost plus the place anyways? Just to be sure.
Oh my God, Zane. You can't ghost bust if there is no ghost. Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't break into her own house. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure out how to bust it if it's actually real. And if it isn't real, well, problem solved. You know, Rosalina, you can always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. We have a finished basement with a pull-out couch. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There is no ghost. I don't care, and I can't believe I wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. You hear that, Miles? We're leaving. I suggest the rest of you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung or gets crushed by rocks or meets any one of many terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks.
That wasn't me, I swear.
Then what was it? Come on, Stella. Didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises? It's Tommy knockers for sure. I know this isn't why we came down here, but we've gotta check it out. They're an old Cornish myth named for the knocking sound you can sometimes hear in mines right before a collapse. Some say the knocking's a warning, while others say it's the spirits themselves bringing down the mines. Stella. I mean, that's not all they do. They're also sometimes just mischievous. Stella. I know, but weird stuff's been happening around here the past few days. What if this is our chance to get an actual solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher. Do you have no sense of self-preservation? I want you out of here, Stella. Oh, come on, Tabby. You can come along too.
If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in.
Nobody is going deeper into the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. You're all leaving. Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Neeks. It will not. You hear something over the sound of Stella pleading with Kanika and Tabitha. Something like the shuffling of feet on stone and the whispering of mischievous teens. You turn to see Becca and Alexis gone, and Rosalina anxiously hovering in front of a small tunnel in the cavern wall. She freezes as you notice her. You wink at Rosalina and gesture towards the tunnel. Who are you to ruin these kids' fun? She meekly smiles and disappears into the hole. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Wow, Kanika, maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever, you would have noticed them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off and I've been zoning out the whole time we've been here. They must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. Dang, I've always wondered where that goes. I've never been able to get these hips through there. Stella, stop sneaking into my minds. Please, I'm literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here were wide enough for adults, we could already be done with this little mess, but no. There just have to be remnants from a bygone era. Didn't you just talk about how child labor was the good old days a minute ago? I was trying to get you to leave my mind. Becca's head pops out from the tunnel's entrance. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here 1,000,000 times. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Whatever. Come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way. Okay. I think I know where that tunnel rejoins the rest of the mines. I'll go look for them, and I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact that I'm doing that. If those idiots get themselves lost and die, I am not letting their family sue me into the ground. Are those really your priorities right now? Yeah. Do you have a problem with that? I want the rest of you out of my mind. Except for you, Zomnom. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Yeah, sure. I could never fit in that tunnel anyways. They've crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever. I still have to do my dailies anyway. The service down here sucks. I will happily escort these 2 knuckleheads out. No. You are not about to weasel your way into this, Stella. Oh, come on, Tabby. I've been down here a ton. I can totally help out. Tabitha sighs. Ugh. There's no getting rid of you, is there? Fine. I won't waste my time arguing. We could just all leave. It's the worst that can happen. Do you need me to start listing things off? I'd prefer to resolve this issue without word getting out if possible. Again, I don't want to deal with angry parents trying to sue me for their own negligence. Inspiring. Oh, don't worry, Zomnom. It'll be fun and safe. Fun and safe like last night? Give me a break, Stella. There's no way around it. It isn't just those kids. Something is calling out to us from down below. Noted. Let's not linger any longer than we have to, shall we? I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully soon. For sure. We won't be long.
Cool. Can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow.
Kanika, Miles, and Zane head towards the entrance of the mines, leaving you, Tabitha and Stella, to find the remaining teens. All right. No dawdling. We should be able to catch up with them if we go this way. You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. As the three of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of conversation bounce across the walls. Becca, why are we doing this again? I thought you thought Tabitha was, like, really cool. Why are you trying to get her all mad? Ugh. We're doing this because Tabitha is really cool. She doesn't let anyone boss her around, so we can't just let her boss us around. Aw, you hear that, Tabby? Someone thinks you're cool. I can't believe she used to hang out with a nobody like Stella. Hey. I don't know. I think Stella's kind of cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on. She doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of a YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? I mean, not yet, but I'm in talks with Meat Rice, and I make plenty from ads and donations. Oh man, I wish they were gossiping about me. Gosh. I'm not so sure about that. I know they're just teens, but some of that stuff stung. Another knock closer interrupts your thoughts, followed by another, followed by another. Is it just me, or is that knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? It's not just you. Okay, that knocking is starting to freak me out. Calm down, Rosalina. It's just mine sounds. Did you guys see that? No, it was just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up. There's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. I knew coming down here was a bad idea. Those kids are going to die, and then we're going to die too. Nobody is going to die unless you start panicking. Get a grip on yourself. You press on. As you progress deeper into the mine, the knocking grows more frequent. It's still distant, but it's much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing down the pitch-black corridors. The pit radiates rage, a white-hot anger. It hates you. But at the heart of it, you can sense something else. The quiet hum of a darker presence. The heart calls to you, desperate to be witnessed. And here we are. The tunnel they crawled through passes through the chamber below. Shouldn't be hard to find them once we get down there. I've never been this far in. Congratulations, Stella. You got what you wanted. Tabitha crawls up the ladder and disappears over its edge. All right, let's do this. Stella hoists herself over the edge. Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins to climb down. You walk to the ladder and and climb down. I'm pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure? I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry, I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way. Oh, shut up. No one even wanted you to come with us anyway. Becca. Yep, they're close all right. Good thing they're so damn loud. It sounds like they're really lost. The voices around you, those of the teens and your companions, sound odd, distant. There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. You don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest. Desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Hey, are you alright, Zomnom? What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. You know it's compromised. We couldn't afford to wait on new wood, Charles, so we had to go ahead with it. It's still sturdy enough. It'll get the job done. Zomnom! Zomnom, are you alright? Oh, thank God you're alive. It looked like you had a seizure or something. And then you and Tabby just conked out. I'm fine. You can barely open your eyes. You're not fine. Neither of you move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourself while you're still recovering from whatever that was. I'm going to go get you both some help. I'll be back soon, I promise. You fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming from the visions, your surroundings coming back into focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues, now magnitudes more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors. Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. If you're so sure, then why don't you just leave? I can't believe I let Alexis talk me into inviting you in the first place. Becca, I'm just trying to help. I said go. Okay, I will. Alexis, you don't have to go with her. You know that, right? Pick a side, Alexis. I'm sure Becca knows where we're going. She wouldn't just lie. Sorry, Rosalina. The increasingly desperate voices of the teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shake beneath you. You can almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. You can't help but notice the timber struts around you trembling, as if they were being struck by invisible blows with each knock. For all that stand between you and the many tons of rock over your head, and they suddenly seem terribly fragile. God, that knocking is not helping my headache. What the hell happened? Both of us were shown the dark truth of this place, the sins that were committed, the deaths that followed. There's gotta be fumes or something down here. It's an old mine. These places are death traps. We probably just hallucinated. Are you literally gaslighting me? I said I saw it too. Stop being weird. We're leaving. Rosalina appears in the passageway to your left, out of breath, teary-eyed. I'm so sorry. I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alexis to think I was cool. The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rockfall. I don't know what the hell is up with this knocking, but that is the sound of a mine collapse. Quick, up that ladder, both of you. Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they are going. They'll listen to you this time. I promise. Do you have a death wish, little girl? This isn't a movie. The best thing we can do to help those girls right now is not to be buried alive ourselves. You reach towards Rosalina. They made their choice, Rosalina. Don't die for their mistake. They didn't know what they were doing. I should have pushed back harder. If they died down here, it's my fault. If it makes you feel any better, you can die down here too if you want. I don't care. Rosalina hesitates for a moment. Alexis! Becca! The way out is this way. If you just follow my voice, you'll be able to make it out. Okay, let's go. She grabs your hand and the two of you start climbing. This way, come on. Your cousin moves with the kind of swiftness you'd expect from someone who spent her entire working life in and around coal mines. Becca! Alexis! Can you still hear me? Knocking drowns out Rosalina's desperate shouts as the three of you crawl closer and closer to the entrance. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I left you guys. It's deafening now, as if someone were trying to break through the walls with fists of iron. You continue to push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. Then comes the sound of splintering wood. You pick up the pace. The entrance is so close. I'm so sorry. And there it is. The three of you manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Alexis, do you think the other two... Maybe they got out. It's possible, right? Maybe there's another entrance or something. Or maybe they're still alive in there? Oh, God. I'm so sorry. Rosalina, are you okay? Your dad's on his way. He should be here any minute. I'm so sorry. I'm going back to camp. I'll be back with some men. And they can start digging. I'll call Earl. Takes a bit of time, but eventually Tabitha arrives with men and a machine to start digging through the rubble. You, Stella, and Kanika are afforded a quiet moment to yourselves as the others get to work.
Hey guys. I don't think she's quite ready to talk just yet. What happened down there?
Oscar, Zomnom pulled her out of the mine collapse. We don't know what happened to her friends.
Zomnom? You mean Zomnom Scarlet? Oh God, it's you.
Have you met the kids Rosalina hangs out with?
Yeah, Rosalina's lived here since she was 2. So she basically grew up with them. They're a little older than her, and yeah, they get into some trouble, but I didn't think they were bad kids or anything. Especially that Alexis. Gosh, that poor girl. Always acted like a dog somebody had kicked. And now she's in there. It's not right.
It's gonna be okay, Oscar. I don't know what they were expecting. They took a big risk. They knew how it could end, and they did it anyway.
That's not fair to them. They're still kids. We can't blame them for stuff like this.
Rosalina told us about how your house is haunted. I think she was just trying to get away from that.
Oh, Rosalina told you that? Yes, it's true. But you have to understand, there's something in that house.
We believe you, Oscar.
I couldn't let it hurt her. Since I didn't know how to get rid of it, I set up a back room at the library for us. Just until I could figure out how to fix things. I know she hates it, but I thought it would be better for her. Instead, I just drove her away, staying with friends, not checking in. And now this. It's all because of that house. And because of me. Because I haven't been able to fix this. I just wish she could understand.
Ghosts aren't real. It doesn't matter if what's haunting Oscar's house is a ghost or if it's something else. What matters is that we can help. Most likely, we'll figure out what non-ghost thing it actually is. Either way, though, we're here for you.
Thank you guys. That really means a lot. I shouldn't have kept this to myself, but I was so afraid of seeming ridiculous.
Dad, you must be so mad at me.
Oh, Rosa, no. Of course I'm not mad at you.
Do you think that maybe they got out? Maybe there's another exit somewhere?
Rosalina.
I should have pushed back harder. I knew the way out. I should have made them come with me. I just don't want them to be dead. I'm so sorry, Dad.
You don't have to be sorry. You're alive. And you're safe.
We couldn't have gone back for them, right? We wouldn't have made it out if we went back. We had to make a choice. It's best not to regret it. It's not just fair. Why me and not them?
I know how difficult this is. You can be upset for as long as you need to be, Rosa. I think the best thing you can do for your friends right now, till we get them out of there, is to enjoy the life you have. I know I haven't made that easy for you. I know you've been frustrated with the choices I've made. But I'm gonna do what it takes to move us back into our house. We're gonna have a good life again, Rosa. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner. I'm sorry this is what it took.
Dad, we're on the case.
We'll be okay. I promise. I'm going to take her home. I guess we'll see the three of you tomorrow. And thank you, Zomna. You have no idea how much I appreciate what you did for Rosalina.
As Oscar and Rosalina leave, your cousin exhaustedly saunters over to you. All right, Zomnam, my men are set up to start digging. Let's go home and get some rest. Now, hold on a minute, Miss Scarlet. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin, Miss? In private? Okay, fine. Just make it quick. Don't you dare try and pull anything on her. She did nothing wrong here. Lady, I'm afraid that means you too. Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh, sure, but that can wait. We know where to find y'all. I'm Sheriff Hugby, and this is Deputy Derrickson. Well, you can call me Earl.
Pleased to meet your acquaintance.
Welcome to Scarlet Hollow. Hope this little accident hasn't colored your perception of the place. Lovely place to live, if you ask me.
Lovely indeed.
No,
Sheriff Hugby, don't you think it's a mite odd that these teens found themselves in an old abandoned mine on the very property Zomnom's family happens to own? And don't you think it's even a mite bit odder that Zomnom happened to be in there with them at the time of said collapse?
I'd be lying if I said it weren't peculiar. Though, I'm sure you're an upright citizen, Zomnom. And all this is surely an unfortunate coincidence. Still, a good cop should ask himself these questions. Gotta understand where we're coming from. 2 kids, 15, 14, are buried alive down there, and maybe they're dead, and you were on the premises. Whether or not that was merely a coincidence remains to be seen. But we've got to do our diligence here. I don't have to talk to you. I know my rights. Unless you decide to accuse me of something, I'm not answering any more of your questions. And for the record, I haven't done anything wrong.
My apologies, Zomno. Just being thorough.
Our duty as officers of the law. But we'll leave you be. Clearly, there's not much to be discussed.
We'll be in touch.
Deputy Derrickson tips his hat to you. The 2 officers wander back towards the mine. Derrickson taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika. I just can't believe it. I left them behind in there to get help. Is it my fault, Neeks? Stella, no. You did your best. It's not your fault. Oh, hey. Guess the cops are done with you. What are they going to take you in for being present at an accident? Sorry if they gave you a hard time. Small town cops, you know. I always blame everything on drifters. Even acts of God, I guess. Excellent. You didn't get arrested. Now come on. Let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Zomnom? Tomorrow? You've already ruined my evenings on 2 consecutive nights, Stella. What do you think you'll be doing with my cousin tomorrow? We're going ghost hunting at Oscar's, remember? We talked about it in the mines. You were there. I didn't think you were serious. Fine. If we're going to keep running into each other, we might as well all have an open line of communication. I don't have Stella's number, so Zomnom, you should make sure you do. I'm not your toady, Tabitha. Deal with it. I don't need her blowing up my phone. Pearl Ann had me change numbers for a reason, and it's only right that I honor my dead mother's wishes. Stella can blow up your phone instead. Here is Zomnom's number. Thanks? Keep me posted on what she's doing. Let me know if that ghost hunt actually happens. It's weird that you care about what she's doing so much. Clearly, I have to. Come on, let's go. Tabitha starts walking to her car, pulling you by your arm. You pull your arm from Tabitha's hand. I can walk to the car on my own. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what may lurk behind the tree line. I'm doing terribly, by the way, in case you wanted to know. Yeah, me too. I've got to focus on the road, though. I don't appreciate being dragged off like that. It's been a long day, Zomnom. Are you really going to make a fuss about me bringing you back to the estate? Why do you treat Stella like that? Didn't you two used to be friends? It was a different time in my life. I just wish she'd get that we're not in high school anymore. A different person than whoever she thinks she knows. How are you holding up? Poorly, but I'd really rather we didn't get into it. Your eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha sink back into silence. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot. I thought you and Sybil said you were locked out. I thought that was the whole reason you decided to bother me at work today. Ugh, whatever, it doesn't matter. Today was a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure it's the precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. I'll see you in the morning. Tabitha turns, makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. You head up to your room to turn in. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Y'all, these are those things, right? Kanika sends a picture of a pair of ditchlings by the side of the road. I saw them again, too. Another picture, this time of them staring from a tree. WTF! These things are definitely not hairless monkeys, or raccoons, or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more of them being here than the mine collapse. No way I'm sleeping tonight. You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread balling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settle in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, your thoughts drift to Alexis and Becca, terrified and alone, if not already dead. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Just the cat. It's always just the cat. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into a deep sleep. And that's it for episode 2. Thank you for listening. Tune in next time to see what will happen next to our protagonist. Thanks for watching.